From the moment you start trading, you are taught a simple rule. Follow your system, manage your risk, trust your process. It sounds simple, but what happens when following that process starts to feel less like freedom and more like a cage? What happens when trading becomes something you love, but the cost of that obsession starts affecting your confidence, your peace, and your life? You feel guilty for even thinking about stepping back, because you believe that if you just work harder, study more, and take more trades, eventually everything will finally click. And that is where the problem begins, because in the modern trading world, the lines between discipline and obsession can become incredibly blurry. You can spend hours studying charts, you can watch other traders make money, you can constantly search for the next setup, you can convince yourself that one more trade will finally make up for the last one. And for your own mental well-being, something has to give. There needs to be a shift. So today's video is for the traders who have become so committed to the market that they are sacrificing their own peace just to prove that they can become profitable. It's also for the trader who genuinely enjoys the process and wants to become better, without destroying themselves along the way. Without further ado, let's dive in. The first thing to understand is that this is rarely about hating trading. In fact, it is often the opposite. It's because you care so much about becoming successful that you sacrifice your own well-being. This isn't about blame, it is about cost. An unhealthy relationship with trading is one where the cost to your confidence, your discipline, your attention, and your peace becomes too high. It's a transaction where you are always giving more screen time, more analysis, more emotional energy, more money, more attention, but the account never seems to replenish you. So how do you know when your commitment to trading has crossed a line? It often shows up in four distinct ways. First, you become responsible for every outcome. You start believing that every winning trade proves you are becoming a great trader, and every losing trade proves that something is wrong with you. You become the analyst, the risk manager, the executioner, and the judge. You don't simply take a loss. You interrogate yourself for taking it. You ask what you missed, what you did wrong, what you should have seen. You are supposed to be the trader controlling the process. But somewhere along the way, you started believing that you had to control the outcome too. And you can't. The market does not owe you a winning trade because your analysis was good. You can execute perfectly and still lose. That's not failure. That's probability. Second, your boundaries become suggestions. You tell yourself you will only take one trade. Then the first trade loses, so you take another. You tell yourself you will stop trading after reaching your daily loss limit. Then the market gives you another setup. You tell yourself you won't move your stop, then price gets close, and suddenly the rule you created yesterday becomes negotiable today. Every time you break your own boundary, you teach yourself something dangerous, that your rules don't really matter when your emotions become strong enough. And once your brain learns that lesson, discipline becomes much harder. The problem isn't always that you don't know what to do. Sometimes you know exactly what to do. You just don't trust yourself enough to do it when the pressure arrives. Third, your identity becomes a reflection of your trading results. Your confidence depends on your equity curve. Your mood depends on whether you won or lost. Your sense of progress depends on whether the account went up this week. You don't simply say, "I lost a trade." You start thinking, "Maybe I'm not good enough to do this." That is when trading stops being an activity and starts becoming an identity test. And once your identity is attached to your results, every loss becomes personal. A losing day isn't just a losing day anymore. It becomes evidence against you. A winning day becomes evidence that you are finally becoming the trader you want to be. And now you are no longer trading a setup. You are trading for validation. Finally, guilt becomes your native language. You feel guilty for missing a trade. You feel guilty for taking a loss. You feel guilty for taking a day away from the charts. You feel guilty when another trader makes money and you don't. You feel guilty when you aren't studying. You feel guilty when you are profitable but know you could have made more. Eventually, you start believing that you are always behind. There is always another chart to study, another strategy to learn, another market session to watch, another trader to compare yourself with. Your trading account becomes a debt you feel you have to repay with more effort. But here is what you need to understand. You cannot trade your way out of emotional pressure. You can only change the way you approach the market. So what do? You don't have to stop caring about trading, but you do have to change how you participate in it. The path forward isn't about becoming less ambitious. It's about becoming more autonomous. First, you have to accept the losses you were never supposed to avoid. You have to accept that some trades will lose, some setups will fail, some excellent decisions will produce negative results, and some trades you desperately wanted will simply never come. You have to stop grieving every outcome that didn't match your expectation. A loss is information. A missed trade is information. A bad decision is information. Your job is to learn from it without turning it into an attack on your identity. Second, you have to quit the job you were never hired to do. Your job is not to predict every move the market makes. Your job is not to recover every loss immediately. Your job is not to prove that you are smarter than the market. Your job is to execute your process. That's it. This is one of the hardest transitions traders make. Because it will feel passive, it may feel like you're doing less. But doing less can be exactly what creates consistency. You have to give yourself permission to protect your capital. You are not responsible for capturing every opportunity. You are responsible for managing the opportunities you choose to take. Third, build real boundaries. A trading boundary is not a wish. It's a rule for protecting your decision-making. It's not, I probably shouldn't take another trade hits. When I reach my daily loss limit, I stop, and then you stop. It's not, I should probably avoid moving my stop. My stop is defined before I enter, and then you respect it. The market will test those boundaries. Your emotions will test them even harder. FOMO will tell you that the next setup is the one. Revenge will tell you that one more trade can fix everything. Fear will tell you to exit too early. Greed will tell you to increase the position. But every time you hold your boundary, you're telling yourself something important. I can trust myself, and that trust is worth more than one trade. Finally, build a life outside the charts. Surround yourself with people, activities, and goals that remind you that your identity is bigger than your trading account. Because when trading becomes your entire world, every market movement becomes emotionally significant. But when trading becomes one part of a larger life, a losing trade can simply be a losing trade. You can close the platform, walk away, come back tomorrow. Your worth did not change. Your potential did not disappear. Your process is still there. Trading doesn't have to mean sacrificing yourself to become successful. Real discipline isn't about staring at charts all day. It's about knowing when to participate and when to do nothing. It's about protecting your capital without feeling guilty. It's about accepting uncertainty without needing immediate answers. It's about building confidence from your process instead of borrowing confidence from your latest winning trade. The transition from emotionally reactive trader to autonomous trader is one of the most important journeys you will ever take. It will be uncomfortable. It will be messy. You will still have days when you break your rules. You will still experience FOMO. You will still feel the urge to revenge trade. But eventually, something changes. You stop needing every trade to prove something. You stop chasing every move. You stop measuring yourself by one result. And you begin to understand that consistency isn't created by controlling the market. It's created by controlling your response to the market. Think of it like this. For a long time, you were running the free trial version of the trader everyone else expected you to become. More trades, more profits, more screen time, more results. But eventually, that subscription expires. And now you have a choice. You can keep paying with your piece, or you can upgrade to the version where you actually choose the rules. The version where your process matters more than your prediction. The version where protecting capital is considered progress. The version where patience is not weakness. And where doing nothing can sometimes be the best trade you make all day. If this resonated with you, remember this. You don't need to become a different trader overnight. You need to become a trader you can trust. One decision at a time, one boundary at a time, one properly managed trade at a time. The goal isn't to remove emotion from trading. The goal is to stop emotion from controlling your decisions. Because the moment you stop needing the market to validate you, you become much harder for the market to control. And that is where real trading freedom begins.